What's up, people? So let's start with the settings that probably I'm gonna use the most, and obviously 4K resolution. And this one, field of view, I'm gonna max it out 100%, and everything else is on ultra, psycho, ray tracing, and DLSS is gonna be on balanced most probably. And these are the settings that I'm using for Watch Dogs Legion, and I find to be a very good balance between quality and performance. So in this kind of settings, mid 40s, entry 50s, I think is more than decent. Obviously, there are a few ways to make it better. If you cut down the ray tracing from from Psycho to Ultra, you will gain few frames, but to be honest, it's not something significant. So I'm not gonna take that into consideration. What I could do is to just go in a way like this. Just leave the field of view. We're gonna talk about field of view as well in the upcoming minutes, but I could do something like this on quality and this one on ultra, and we're gonna have something like this, which is pretty similar FPS with what we had before, but definitely a not much better, but it is increased in image quality. So if you're wondering about the GPU, it is on overclock mode now, so it's not doing much. It just adds like 30 megahertz to the core clock, and it gives a more aggressive stance to the fans and an extra 5% power draw to the GPU. So it's not a big deal. We're gonna overclock this card in upcoming videos, and we will see if we really get a significant improvement in performance with, let's say, 200 megahertz on memories and 150 megahertz on core clock, because that's the most that I was able to go on this GPU in a very stable scenario. So as you can see, with the DLSS unbalanced, depending on how demanding is the scene, you can have drops even under 40 FPS. So that's why it won't be my first choice for the upcoming videos when you'll see missions done here in this title. So that's the reason why I prefer to go on balanced, not on auto, and I will explain why. So ray tracing is gonna stay on psycho, and this one is gonna stay on balanced. That's the best experience for me. Plus the game feels very smooth. So yeah, field of view. I know that most of the people are testing this title with field of view on minimum, but for me, it's field of view is a must to be on max. I don't know why, but I just like how it looks. I don't like to be very close to my car, or even in a FPS um, like first-person shooter experience. I like my character to be a little bit further than the screen. So um, yeah, I like it much better this way. And in performance hit, field of view is not having such a significant impact. So it's just like 1 or 2 FPS difference. So it's not a big deal, to be honest. Uh, yeah. So let's try something. Let's try something else. Performance. Let's go on performance as well. definitely much better. But if you look, like if you stop your car and look closely to the textures that you have far ahead, you will notice significant differences between this one, performance, and balanced. And especially those differences are becoming more noticeable when you have the field of view set it to the way that I have it here. So that's definitely, you know, something to take into consideration. So otherwise, everything around you looks very, very nice, you know, in this kind of settings, even one with the DLSS on performance. But let's not do such a big step back from performance, from image quality, because this is a game that relies on how good it looks. So I don't want to cripple it that much and just go, you know, go balance. No, let's see auto. Yeah, because I said I'm gonna talk a little bit about this one. This one gives you very good performance, as you can see, but I think it has like a look. What is this? That car is like a quarter into the road. Anyway, this mode, this DLSS mode, I think it has such a, like a, how can I call it? It has something built in that basically tells the DLSS, look, if the FPS drops below this number, you're gonna significantly lower down the resolution all the way to even 720p. So you're gonna bring up the FPS to this amount back. So I've seen circumstances where the image absolutely, I mean, it looks terrible with this DLSS on auto, depending on how intense is the scene. So it's just like a, you know, it's a little bit of a gamble with this one. That's the reason why we're gonna definitely use there you go. Now the quality can be a scenario for me as well, but balanced is much better. And obviously we have the ultra performance DLSS, but that's a scenario that you can use ultra performance, but only if you go 8K. And I'm gonna have a video with 8K resolution with everything on ultra, using the DLSS on ultra performance, and let me tell you, the game is absolutely playable and is up to the level of, I think it's even better than Metro Exodus, what we've seen there with ray tracing on ultra. This one actually runs better than Metro Exodus 8K, everything on ultra, and that's pretty damn impressive. Again, if you're wondering about my power draw, why is it so you know, over the top, remember that I have a 5% extra power draw applied on the GPU because I'm running the overclocked mode, which adds like 30 megahertz on the core clock. So that's the reason why I have that pretty insane power draw, over 400 watts. Otherwise, the game looks absolutely stunning, and I can't wait to, you know, to do the missions and start building the, you know, this character and start discover this city. The map is absolutely insane. I mean, it's huge. I'm pretty sure you all know it by now and you all seen it. And right now I don't have like a purpose where I'm going and what I'm doing. I'm just moving around for you guys to see the performance in different kind of settings. If you're wondering what's gonna happen if we switch off the DLSS altogether, well, let's see. There you go. It's like 20 something FPS, which makes the game, it looks the best, no doubt, but it makes it literally unplayable. And I was talking in a blog post today about this game, and I was saying that probably the next generation from Nvidia will manage to roll this game, this particular title, in 60 FPS 4K native with everything on ultra. And I'm not sure if I should make a bet with this statement, but from the way the things are going and what Nvidia is capable to do, I think they will manage to do it with the next generation. But we will see. Probably we will have some patches coming up from this title as well. And yeah, so let's switch to something less painful to watch. Actually, this one can become playable if you, let's say, switch a little bit this one. Let's see on ultra how it is actually. Well, there you go, it's 20 something, but still it's not really playable. It's not really playable. This game is definitely the new Crisis now. No doubt about it. Let's see if we switch ray tracing for good. I mean, no ray tracing at all. Medium, off. Let's try with off. So native 4K, you have around 30 FPS. Well, it is playable, the game is playable, but no ray tracing for this one. And when you see this, you look at these reflections, you don't even, it's hard to tell if you have ray tracing on or off. And to some people who are not used to, or they are new to this kind of technology, if you put like two images side by side, this one and one with ray tracing on, they might be fooled by the performance that they are seeing, because if you enable any kind of DLSS and enable, I don't know, ray tracing on ultra even, you're gonna get better performance than this, than native 4K, and they might say this is real ray tracing, and the image is very, very crisp in native 4K. Impressive. And now let's switch it on, Let's see. Medium, can it be played 4K, native 4K with RTO medium? No, not really. Definitely it's much smoother than with RTO on high, but you can't risk playing this game like this. I mean, definitely when you're gonna be in let's say intense situations, intense gameplay, and gunfights and car chase, things like this, your FPS will drop significantly. You're gonna have sparks all over the place, and so let's go to something less painful to watch. Let's go back to my settings and let's take it from there. So quality, balanced, exactly the same settings that I was playing Watch Dogs Legion, and it has perfect balance between image quality and performance. It's true that all the time lately we are expecting like 60 FPS on everything, but not only the hardware evolves, even the games. So I would say that the gaming industry is evolving much more quicker than the GPU industry. So in a way, that's good because they will be motivated to to bring up products that are a step ahead than the previous generation. I'm curious to see how the performance will be with the second generation of ray tracing GPUs from AMD with Radeon. And I know sometimes I I kind of let myself carry it by the wave, and sometimes I bash the Radeon fans, but that's only because they were so loud in the past when ray tracing was launched. I mean, when it come up to the market and when DLSS was on the market, and they were saying that all of this is nothing else but marketing stunts from Nvidia. And now it seems that these two technologies are starting to become more and more relevant for the gaming industry, at least. And that's why now I have that feeling of saying, ha, who's laughing now? And the way that they were bashing the 3000 series, calling the 69000 the RTX 3090 killer, when that GPU is not even able to to start the game in this kind of settings. I mean, it's why would you pay $1,000 for something like that? I repeat, I've said it before, I know. I'm gonna repeat myself. Does anyone wants to pay $1,000 to be the 1080p killer? I mean, king. Who's playing this kind of games with this kind of hardware at 1080p? Let's be serious. I mean, come on. Anyway, let's have a look at different ultra performance. Obviously, the most ugly image quality that you'll see. There you go. So now definitely you're gonna stay above 60 FPS in these settings, but the texture quality is not good at all. Not good at all. I mean, for 2060 it might be good. 2060 and I don't know, 2060 Super, 2070. These GPUs, ultra performance, DLSS ultra performance might be a thing to look at, but I'm not sure, not even for those cards, because I think most of the people, they do prefer a better image quality despite the low performance. So this is the only good utilization and is doing an amazing job. This ultra DLSS is in 8K, and you will see what I'm referring to when my next video will come up, probably tomorrow, and you'll understand much better when you'll see the picture. 8K resolution, everything ultra with ultra DLSS. It looks absolutely amazing, and the thing that the game is actually playable is just mind-blowing. Let's switch back to quality now, so you can have like a punch in the face like with the image quality. There you go, DLSS quality. There you go. Tell me that's not a huge difference. It's absolutely stunning. And yeah, let's have a look at the map and to look at the city a little bit, because this is the biggest map that I have ever seen. So let's go map, but let's go out this this place. Very interesting lights around here. I can see that they worked a lot on this game, and I can understand why they delayed this game so many times. But still, they have work to do. Maybe in future patches they will repair things that we've seen earlier with that car just being plumped into the road. So yeah, nothing is perfect. So let's see. What did I said? Said something that we're gonna check. Like quality. Well, I don't know. I forgot. I just forgot. Motion blur definitely is off. Cycle. Okay. DLSS quality. Yeah, I forgot. Okay, so I think that's. I think we tried most of the settings. Most of the settings that really count at this price point. So, if you want, I can try even the 4K DLSS on whatever quality. Now let's try balanced, and this one off. Although we did have a video with this settings already on the channel, so if you want to see as the previous video that I made, no, previous, the first one that I made, and you are close to 60 FPS, ray tracing off. But I won't play this game like this because it's way too beautiful to to watch. So we need ray tracing, and this is if you keep this on balanced. If you go performance, definitely you're gonna be much higher. I mean much higher. You're gonna be mid 60s, which is nice, but you're losing from from what Cyberpunk 2077 should stand for, and that's reflection and ray tracing everywhere. Yeah, definitely. We're gonna go back to our settings. So this one on balanced and this one on cycle. Everything else is on ultra. That's it. These are my settings. Anyway, thank you for watching, guys, and stay close because other videos will follow up with the overclocked GPU this time, and we're gonna max out the this graphic card, and we will see if we get a significant performance improvement over the the stock settings, and if it's worth it or not, because the power draw with this GPU is absolutely insane, and you have to do like if it's worth it or not. But as I was saying, stay close because we have very interesting videos coming up. So thank you for watching, stay safe, and see you in the next one.